Hey, Ant here again from Hawthorne Grove. Welcome back, and today there were a couple of comments recently that I had about how people deal with darkness. When I say darkness, I mean your darkness, not the fact that, it's dark outside and there are lights on and stuff like that. It's darkness within you, it's darkness in your being. There are times everybody gets where just stuff happens and you just feel crap. You can't seem to find a way through, you just feel miserable. Sometimes you don't sleep very well, you get anxious, all that kind of stuff. I'm quite blessed to be living a life at the minute where I'm a very laid back person. I'm a very quiet person, and I don't do confrontation. I don't do being wound up. If I feel that that energy is around, or if I feel that it could turn into that, I tend to change my angle with how I'm addressing the situation and quell it that way. Just calm down, and if the situation around me continues to build, I just go sorry and walk away. I can't deal with stress. I can't deal with situations that get frustration, anger. I can't do it. There are situations, obviously, in everybody's lives, including mine, where that happens, but I learn to deal with it. Every situation is different, obviously, but I just learn to deal with it that way. But your darkness, your own darkness, your cloud, where you wake up perhaps one morning and you just go, oh, and then of course everything else just goes as well. I had an experience a few years ago which really wasn't very pleasant, but has really helped me deal with that. Every time I feel like a big cloud over me now, I think back to that situation and I learn how to process it, how to deal with it. So I'm going to give you that scenario now, that experience that I had, and see if it resonates with any of you guys. It's certainly helped me. We were living at a farm, on a friend's farm, beautiful place, and we were taking walks around the farm, around the fields, and if you went from where we were down a couple of fields, 2 or 3 fields, there was like a copse of trees at the bottom, mostly alder and hazel, lovely little copse, sort of like a long line of trees with a little brook going through the middle. It was lovely. And I got a lot of inspiration from that place. There were some very old trees on the brook there, and some lovely kind of energies in there. And I got a lot of inspiration, and in fact I came back and I wrote a bunch of words, like a verse, telling of a traveller that goes into this place and sees all this wonderful stuff and picks up all this wonderful energy. And if you want to scroll through my videos later, there is a one called Trip to the Woods, and it's one of my own songs, piece of music, and I've put this verse to the song, so it's like a story of this traveller that goes through the woods. So check out Trip to the Woods. I might even put a link on if I know how to do that after this. But anyway, I was in that place and I'd just been through the woods and I'd come back, wow, that was awesome, feeling great, picked up all the energies of the trees, and wow, and I was making my way back up the hill, back home, and I'd got past the first field and I was halfway up the second field, walking away from the trees, and all of a sudden it felt like I'd hit a glass wall, bang, and I stopped dead. and I froze. And I thought, what on earth is happening? And I felt stuff getting dark. I felt a shadow. And whoa, I didn't quite know what to do. I was just, oh crap. Something made me turn around, and I looked down the field, and I could see the trees at the bottom where I'd just been. And as I was looking, I felt a presence. I'll get this right. Over my right, I mean it's wrong way around for you guys, but over my right cheek, it was a face. It was there, and it was right up close, and it was looking the direction I was looking. But it was also communicating with me, and it was going, you need to go back down there. And I was like, what's going on? And this voice, you need to go back down there. You need to go back. And I was saying, I can't. I've been down there for ages. I need to get home. You know, no, you need to go back down. You need to go back down. And it was just this big cloud, and I almost felt like bursting into tears. It felt really quite deflating and, oh crap, you know, a real kind of down feeling. And it took me a while before I could turn back round to head home. And I was determined I was going to carry on the way I was going. And this thing was there, and it kept saying, you don't deal with this, you don't know what to do, you don't know how you're doing it, you're crap, you da 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 da. And it started to kind of go on about, you know, what makes you want to go down there anyway? What makes you want to go up here? Da 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 da. And it was nagging. It was kind of like miserable. And I walked up the field. I kept walking, forcing myself to go back up the hill. And I found myself talking, and I was going, yeah, I'm sorry, but you need to do one, because I know what I'm doing here. I'm in control. I will go back to the trees. I will go back another day. I've had a wonderful experience down there. I'm taking it back with me. I'm going to go back another day and have another wonderful experience. You know, kindly naff off. Yeah. So, and I just felt like I wasn't sure what was happening. And since then, if I've had a really crap time, a really miserable time, that's been there. That face, it's kind of like a shadow. And I deal with it now. I'm quite stern with it. I'm aware that it's there. I'm aware that it's kind of like a part of me, maybe. But I just deal with it now. And I say, look, you know, why are you here? What are you trying to get me to do? Why are you trying to get me to do it? Can I give you my side of the story here? And can we come to a compromise? Because I can't deal with this at the minute, and I need to get through this. I need to progress. I need to get into a happier place. And I deal with it now, and I treat it like it's there. I treat it like it's a shadow. I treat it like it's an entity of some. I almost see a face. I almost see somebody there, you know. And I deal with it like it's a person, a conversation, you know, converse with it, is what I'm trying to say. And it really helps me, and I'm not sure, I haven't experienced it a great deal since that time, but that's the one occasion where I always go back to, whenever I'm feeling crap and whenever I'm aware of this shadow or this really dull cloud over me. I always remember what I experienced in that field, and I deal with it, I reason with it, I talk to it, and I try to understand where it's coming from, and try to convince it to understand where I'm coming from. Kind of reach a compromise. I ended up on that day walking back up the fields, and it was nagging and nagging and nagging, and I got firmer and firmer with it, and in the end I just told it to do one, and I said, you will leave now, I will walk home, you will go. And it went. And if I'm stern enough with it, I find that, oh, wow, okay. It's almost like working through it yourself, but you're imagining, or you're aware that there's something else there that you will obviously need to deal with. It's just my little way of dealing with it, and it's almost like a shadow, as I say. It's just one of those things, and I'm not quite sure why that is. Maybe you've had something similar. Maybe you've heard of something similar to that. I'd like to know anyway. If you've got any comments, or if you've got any explanations, or any other thoughts of what that might have been about. If you want to drop us a comment, that'd be great. So I'm going to keep it short and sweet for today. Just telling you a little bit about that sort of feeling, and how I deal with darkness. And I find that nowadays I can control it a little bit better. I've never been a very depressed person. I've never been in a very dark place for very long. But when it does happen, it affects me a lot because I don't want it to happen. It's something that I feel that, no, that doesn't happen to me, you know. So that's how I deal with it. Anyway, put a comment down below, let me know what your thoughts are, and thank you very, very much, all you new guys, for subscribing too. It's really, really good fun, and it's nice to meet and greet like-minded people, so thank you for that. Drop me a comment down below, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Many blessings. Bye.